Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Nami Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namini Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adhagadadara Sri Valgaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adhagadadara Sri Valgaura Bhakta Vrinda. Please tell loud here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You can tell loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I pay my obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. I express all gratitude to Srila Prabhupada and also make many praises to Srila Prabhupada for having given us the golden opportunity to go back to Godhead. All goes to Srila Prabhupada for his wonderful devotional services to Srimati Radharani Gopinath. Please tell loud here. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 This scripture, Bhagavatam, is compiled by Bhagavan Vedavas Maharshi. During Dwapara Yuga, when Krishna was also, his incarnation was there. Again, Vyasa Bhagavan is also one of the incarnations of Krishna Paramatma himself. After compiling the epic Mahabharata, he wanted to he compiled Bhagavatam, which is in 12 cantos, comprising of 18,000 verses. 18,000 verses. And Krishna's pastimes during Dwapara Yuga is given in the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam. But the instructions are that we need to start from the beginning, from the first canto, to understand the Supreme God perfectly. Because our goal, our desire is to go back to Godhead. Go back to Godhead, which is our original home. Whatever home we are having, that is not our original home. We live in this world. Once we leave this world, we need to go to other places. Our karma will be going to different planets. So, for us, like calendar year, January to December, it is going to repeat. Our birth cycle will repeat. To avoid that birth cycle, we need liberation. That means we have to go to our original, back to Godhead. For that reason, we need to remember God, and at the end of living this life, a few seconds, whatever it gives during that time, we need to remember, then only we can will be qualified for liberation, moksha. So, in this first canto, during the in Nanisharanya, many sages, they made inquiries to their spiritual master, Sudha Goswami, about the absolute truth, that is Supreme God. So, he started replying from the second chapter in the first canto. In the third chapter, Srila Sudha Goswami has narrated various incarnations. Of course, he has done in the short narration, and elaborately it will be done in the earlier following chapters. There are more than, as generally we know, 10 Dashavataras. It's not 10 Dashavataras, it is many thousands of incarnations. Because this creation is made some billions and billions of years ago. Even scientists agree. It's not that sages and munis have told this one, that creation has taken many years back. Even scientists agree that it's billions and billions of years old. And not only that, like they say Akhila Kota Brahmanda, that means many number of crores of Brahmandas are there, and in each Brahmanda the number of planets are there. Like that, even scientists, they agree that they say it is Milky Way oceans. There are many such Milky Way oceans in this planet. So, Maharshi is narrating different incarnations in short. Already we are in the 41st sloka of the Bhagavatam. He has already earlier narrated different verses. In this verse, he is telling about the self-realized soul. We shall repeat the verse 3 times. I shall narrate the verse later. Tadidam grahya asa sutta varam sarva vedati hasanam saram samuditam tadidam grahyam asha sutam atmavatam varam sarva vedati hasanam saram samuditam tadidam grahyam asha sutam atmavatam varam sarva vedati hasanam saram samuditam Tamidam graham asasutam atmavatam varam sarva vedahi asanam saram samuditam. Idam, this graham asa, made to accept, sutam, unto his son, atmavatam, of the self-realized, varam, most respectful, sarva, all, Veda, Vedic literature, books of knowledge, Itihasam, of all the histories, Saram, cream, Samudritam, taken out. Sri Vedas delivered it to his son, who is the most respected among the self-realized after extracting the cream of all Vedic literature and history of the universe. Srila Vedas Bhagavan, before compiling this Madhbhagavatam, he has compiled the great epic, that is Mahabharata, which is comprised of 60 lakh verses spread over of different worlds and only 1 lakh verses available on the earth. And after compiling that one, he had also compiled this Srimad Bhagavatam, which comprises of 18,000 verses. During that period, when after his completion, at that time, his wife was pregnant, and his son was in his mother's womb for 16 years in the womb of his mother. When he was delivered, he was 16 years grown-up boy. When he was in the womb of his mother itself, Vedas Bhagavan has imparted the knowledge of this Srimad Bhagavatam to his son. His son is named as Shuka Maharshi, Shuka. He who is the most respected among the self-realized, because right from the birth itself he is a liberated soul. Men with poor fund of knowledge only accept the history of the world from the time of Buddha or since 600 BC. Generally the people, because they can't see the past events, they accept only the just about 600 years before, at the time of Gautama Buddha's thing, and prior to this period, all history is mentioned in scriptures or translated by them as only to be imaginary stories. This is not a fact. All the stories mentioned in Krishna and Mahabharata, etc., are actual stories. During the Mahabharata time, Vedas Bhagavan was a living soul on the earth. He has seen all the, right from the Santanu's Bhishma's birth, everything he has seen. Our actual history is not only of this planet, but also of millions of other planets within the universe. Sometimes the history of planets beyond this world appeared to such men to be unbearable. Recently, many countries, they have launched rockets and satellites to other planets like Moon and Mercury, and they are trying to reach Sun planet, and they are trying to identify the living beings over there. But one should understand, with this vision, with these eyes, we can't see any beings over the other planets. But I am certainly sure that in all the other planets there are different living beings are there with the suitable bodies required for those planets. Totally there are, as described in Bhagavatam and other Mahabharata and other Puranas, there are 84 lakhs different living beings, right from and to the Chaturmukha Brahma. So we are one among the living beings. Even Chaturmukha Brahma also comes under the living being. Sometimes the history of planets beyond the world appear to such men to be unbelievable. But they do not know that different planets are not equal in all respects, and that for some of the historical facts derived from the other planets do not correspond with the experience of the planet. Considering the different situation of different planets and also time and circumstances, there is nothing wonderful in the stories of Puranas, nor they are imaginary. We should always remember the maxim that one man's food is another man's poison. We should not therefore reject the stories and histories of Puranas as imaginary. The great rishis like Vyasa had no business putting some imaginary stories in their literatures, because Lord Vedas Bhagwan, who is an incarnation of Krishna himself, has made the epic 60 lakhs verses, Mahabharata, and out of which some 15 lakh verses are available in Gandharvaloka, 15 lakh verses in Devaloka, and some 14 lakhs in Sadhuloka, 14 lakhs in Pitruloka, and 1 lakh verses available in our earth planet. He had no business to write, because he had not made these scriptures for making money, like as today they are published and sold for making money. And similarly, Valmiki Maharshi during Treta Yuga, he had also taken great trouble to compile the Ramayana epic. Again, during the Ramayana period, he was an existing soul, and he has seen everything personally as he was living during that time. And we need to have full faith in either in the Ramayana or the Mahabharata or the 18 Puranas given to us by the Vedas Bhagwan and Sri Bhagavatam, because they are all given for the benefit of the living beings that in the Kali Yuga time. Living being means again the human beings only, because other living beings, whether it is animals, insects, birds, or even devatas, they don't need these scriptures, because devatas already have the knowledge of these scriptures, whereas the ants, all other animals, birds, they don't understand this language. Only for the benefit of the human beings, these great sages like Valmiki Maharshi and Vedas Bhagwan have given us these epics and other Puranas. In Sri Madhbhavatam, historical facts selected from the histories of different planets have been depicted. It is therefore accepted by all spiritual authorities as the Mahapurana. The special significance of these histories is that they are all connected with qualities of Lord in different time and atmosphere. Srila Sukadeva Swami is the topmost personality of all the self-realized souls, and he has accepted this as the subject of studies from his father himself. when he was in the womb of his mother itself. Srila Vyasadeva is a great authority, and the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam being so important, he delivered the message first to his great son, Srila Sukadeva Goswami. It is compared with the cream of a milk. Vedic literature is like the milk ocean of knowledge. Cream or butter is the most palatable essence of milk, and so also is Srimad Bhagavatam, for it contains all credible and instructive and authentic versions of different activities of Lord and his devotees. There is no gain, however, is accepting the message of Bhagavatam from the unbelievers, atheists and professional reciters who make trade of Bhagavatam for the layman. That means one should be very careful while associating satsangs and listening to the scriptures, because there are in the present times in the world there are many unbelievers and atheists who does not have any faith in God, only for making some money. And there are also some professional reciters who recite this Bhagavatam, Mahabharata epic for purpose of making money. And they change according to the requirement of the audience to present before them to attract and make money. Hence, we have to be very careful while listening to such other people who are doing this preaching. It was delivered by Srila Sukha Goswami, and he had nothing to do with the Bhagavata business at all. He did not have the he did not have to maintain family expenses by such trade, because he was a Ajama Brahmachari. He was a lifetime bachelor. Srimad Bhagavatam should therefore be received from the representative of Sukadeva Goswami, from his successor. Again, his successor was Sudha Goswami, who has recited this Srimad Bhagavatam to the sages when they inquired in the Naimisharanya forest. Srimad Bhagavatam should therefore be received from the representative of Sukadeva, who must be the renowned order of life without any family encumbrance. Milk is undoubtedly very good and nourishing, but when it is touched by the mouth of a snake, it is no longer nourishing. Rather, it becomes a source of death. Similarly, those who are not strictly in the Vaishnava discipline should not make a business of this Bhagavatam and become a cause of spiritual death for so many hearers. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord himself, in the form of a recorded knowledge, has therefore it is the cream of all Vedas, and it contains the all historical facts of all times in relation with Sri Krishna. It is factually the essence of all histories. Now we shall continue with the next verse. Please repeat with me 3 times. Satu sammasravayam asa maharajan pariksitam payopavistam gangayam paritam parama risibhihi satu samsravayam asa maharajan pariksitam prayopavistam gangayam paritam parvarsidhi satu samsayam asa maharajam pariksitam prayopavistam gangayam paritam parvarsidhi satu samastravayam asa maharajam pariksitam prayopavistam gangayam paritam parvarsidhi. The word-to-word meaning of this verse is Saha, the son of Vyasadeva. 2, again, Samasravayam Asa, make them audible. Maharajan unto the emperor Parikshitam of the name Parikshit, Praya Parikshitam, who sat until death without food or drink. Gangayam, on the bank of Ganges, Paritam, being surrounded, Paramarishibihi, by great sages. Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, in his turn delivered the Bhagavatam to the great emperor Parikshit, who sat surrounded by sages on the bank of Ganges, awaiting death without taking food or drink. सुखदेव गोस्वामी जैसे उन्होंने जन्म लेते ही उन्होंने 16 वर्ष की बालक है, क्योंकि उन्होंने उनकी माता के गर्भ में 16 वर्ष थे और उस गर्भ में रहे तो इस समय वेद भगवान ने उनको ये भागवतम का पूरा ज्ञान अर्पित किए। और व्यास भगवान ने सुख गोस्वामी जैसे उन्होंने जन्म लेते ही वहाँ अपने माता पिता को त्याग कर आगे बढ़ते हैं, क्योंकि ज्ञान है कि इस पृथ्वी पर जो भी उन्होंने ज्ञान प्राप्त किए हैं इस आकर्षित नहीं होते, पृथ्वी से जो भी दोष है वो दोष आकर्षित नहीं होते और आगे बढ़ते हैं। जहाँ परीक्षित महाराज ने उसी समय वहाँ गंगा के तीर पर बैठे हुए थे, बिकॉज ही वॉज बीइंग कर्स्ड बाय द सन ऑफ ए ऋषि in whose neck a snake was put by Parikshit Maharaja, because when he went for hunting, शिकार को ऐसे समय में परीक्षित महाराजा को उन्होंने दाग के लिए उन्होंने पान जल के लिए पहुँच रहे थे। उसी समय उन्होंने एक आश्रम में पहुँचते हैं, वहाँ एक ऋषि ने बैठ कर तप कर रहे थे। जैसे राजा वहाँ जाते हैं क्योंकि उनको जल की आवश्यकता था, तो ऋषि ने आके जल नहीं दिया, तो इसलिए क्रोध में वहाँ एक बना हुआ सर्प रहते, सर्प को उनके गले में डाल के वो बाहर चले आए थे। उस दृश्य को उनका बेटा ने पुत्र ने देखकर राजा तो वापस चले के बाद वो पुत्र ने क्रोध से वो मरे हुए सर्प को देखकर अपने पिताजी के गले में छाप देता है कि जो भी व्यक्ति अपने पिताजी के गले में इस सर्प को डाले है उसे 7 दिन के अंदर सर्प के काट से मर जाएंगे, ऐसा साथ देते। तो इसलिए ये विषय जैसे समाचार मिलते हैं, परीक्षित महाराज ने अपने पुत्र जन्मेजय को बुलवाकर उनको पूरा राज्य उनको सौंप कर इन्होंने गंगा तीर पर बैठे रहते। क्या ये 7 दिन के अंदर उनके भविष्य के लिए क्या करना चाहिए, इसीलिए all transcendental messages are received properly in the chain of disciplic succession. This disciplic succession is called parampara. सुखदेव महर्षि ने श्री मद्भागवतम को अपने शिष्य सुत गोस्वामी के ज्ञान को he has given the knowledge to his disciple Sukadeva Goswami. उन्होंने Sukadeva Goswami also told about this Sri Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaja, who was at the banks of the Ganges for 7 days and night without taking any food and water. This disciplic succession is called parampara. इसी को परंपरा कहते हैं. Unless therefore Bhagavatam or any other Vedic literatures are received through the parampara system, the reception of knowledge is non-bona fide. यदि किसी ने एक ज्ञान को परंपरा से नहीं तो दूसरे किसी से ज्ञान प्राप्त किए तो वो it will not be a bona fide. It will be so we need to take this knowledge only through a spiritual bona fide acharya. Vyasadeva delivered the message to Sukadeva Swami and Sri Sudagoswami to Sudagoswami received the message. One should therefore receive the message of Bhagavatam from Sridhar Goswami or from his representative and not from any irrelevant interpreter. Emperor Parikshit received the information of his death in time, and he at once left his kingdom and family and sat down on the bank of the Ganges to fast till death. All great sages, rishis, philosophers, mystics, etc. went there due to his imperial position. They offered many suggestions about his immediate duty, and at last it was settled that he would hear from Secunderabad Goswami about Lord Krishna. उन्होंने परीक्षित महाराज ने श्रीमद् भागवतम को अपने आचार्य सुखदेव गोस्वामी से सुनना चाहते थे, श्रवण करना चाहते थे. Thus the Bhagavatam was spoken to him by Sukadeva Goswami. Sripad Shankaracharya, who preached Mayavada philosophy and stressed the impersonal features of the Absolute, also recommended that one must take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, for there is no hope of gain. And from debating indirectly, Sripad Shankaracharya admitted that he had the inflowering grammatical interpretations of the Vedanta Sutra cannot help one at the time of death. At the critical hour of death, one must recite the name of Govinda. This is the recommendation of all transcendentalists. Sukadeva Goswami had also long ago stated that the same truth, that at the end one must remember Narayana. This is the essence of all spiritual activities. अपने अंत के समय में, अंतकाल में अपने को कुछ भगवान ने कुछ क्षण देते हैं, उस क्षण में जो भी लब्ध होता है, उस समय हमें भगवान को ही स्मरण करना है. यदि हम भगवान को स्मरण कर लिए, हम पुनः जन्म नहीं लेते. मोक्ष के लिए विल बी क्वालिफाइड, मोक्ष प्राप्त करने के लिए हमको लभ्य हो जाएंगे. और यदि हम भगवान का स्मरण नहीं किए और किसी का स्मरण किए, तो उसी तरह अपने पाप और पुण्य के अनुसार हमें उत्तम लोक को जाएंगे या यदि अधम लोगों को जाके दुख पाएंगे. ये दोनों भी एक साइकिल के जैसे अपने कैलेंडर में एक मास के बाद दूसरी मास, ऐसे 12 मास के बाद फिर पहले प्रथम मास आ जाती है, चैत्र के बाद फिर फाल्गुन के बाद फिर चैत्र मास आ जाती है. उसी तरह अपने जीवन में भी एक जन्म से दूसरे जन्म लेते रहते. आत्मा को तो जन्म और मरण का कोई नहीं है, किंतु ये देह के लिए जन्म और मरण का होता है. जैसे अपने कपड़े को हम बदलते हैं, जैसे मलिन हो जाते हैं या पड़ जाते हैं, उस समय में अपन ये वस्तु को छोड़कर दूसरे वस्त्र पहन लेते हैं. उसी तरह जब अपना ये देह वृद्धाप्य से या कुछ रोग से आत्मा के लिए मलिन हो जाता, उस समय में आत्मा इस देह को छोड़ के दूसरे देह में चले जाते हैं. तो ये साइकिल से बचने के लिए, ये चक्कर से बचने के लिए जन्म से हम कितने ही लाखों जन्म लिए हैं. पहले भगवान ने करुणा से, दया से अपने को इस बार अपने को मनुष्य का जन्म दिए है. इसका मनुष्य का जन्म में बुद्धि भी साथ में बुद्धि भी दिए है. बुद्धि से अपन कृष्ण भगवान को पहचानना है. कृष्ण भगवान को पहचान कर उनका स्मरण करते रहना. इसके लिए बाल्यावस्था से ही अपन उनका कीर्तन, उनका नाम स्मरण करने का अभ्यास करना चाहिए. अपने को इस कलयुग में चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने कृष्ण भगवान का ही भक्त है, क्योंकि पूर्व में राम के अवतार में और कृष्ण अवतार में उन्होंने बहुत से उपदेश करने के लिए प्रयास किए, लेकिन वो बहुत से लोग उनको आदर नहीं किए. अभी कलयुग आए, कलयुग में सभी लोगों को अविश्वास रहते. बहुत से लोग दे आर मोर ऑफ द एथिस्ट, नास्तिक लोग रहते. ये नास्तिक लोगों के लिए समझने के लिए कृष्ण भगवान ने भक्त रूप से ही जन्म ले लिए. वो चैतन्य महाप्रभु है और उन्होंने अपने को हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र दिए हैं, उसको जप करने के लिए आज्ञा दी है। 64 रोड राउंड करने के लिए बताए। वो अब जो भी चैंटिंग बैग आपके हाथ में, उसमें 108 बनी होते, वो 108 बार आप हरे कृष्णा मान 64 बार करना है। इस तरह चैतन्य महाप्रभु का आज्ञा है। किंतु अभी अपने को समय कम रहा तो कम से कम अपने निवास में, अपने घर में, या यदि ऐसा मंदिर में, हाँ यहाँ कम से कम 1 राउंड तो भी आप भीड़ के ऊपर करते हुए अभ्यास करना चाहिए। इन दी इनिशियल डेज, शुरुआत में आपको वो कुछ 15 मिनट का समय लेंगे। उसके उपरांत जैसे 8-10 दिन आपको अभ्यास हो जाता है, केवल आप 6 से 10 मिनट होता है 1 राउंड के लिए। इस तरह आप अभ्यास करना है कि वो नामस्मरण करने के लिए। और अपने वृद्ध पिताजी माता लोगों को भी आप भगवान का लीला ही सुनाइए। अपने बाल बच्चों को भी अभी से शिक्षण दिए भगवान का स्मरण करने के लिए। आपका पति पत्नी से भी ये बातें करने से, और अपने मित्र बंधुओं से भी जब भी आप मिलते हैं भगवान के लिए बात करिए। ऐसा करने से आप हर समय हर क्षण भगवान को एक ना दूसरी तरह आप उनको स्मरण करते रहिए। और जैसे आपको समय मिलते हैं ये हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र को जप करते रहिए। इस तरह अभ्यास करना है। ऐसा करने से अपने को अंतकाल में जो भी थोड़ा सा समय मिलता है उस समय में अपन भगवान को स्मरण करने का we get an opportunity to remember it, so that we get liberated from this life cycle of birth and death. That is our goal. Our main desire of the human being after taking this human birth, our main desire should be only to go back to Godhead. To go back to Godhead, that is liberation from this life cycle. Otherwise, we will be taking many lakhs and different births, and we do not know whether we will get back this human life or not. Also, we do not know, because after all so many lakhs of lives, Lord Krishna has given this his kindness. He has given this opportunity. We should use it properly. So we shall, before dispersing for today, we shall chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 10 times and disperse for today. Please tell loudly with me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Please tell loudly. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. जोर से बोलिए. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare. Not able to hear, please tell loudly, it is also getting recorded. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. जय श्री राधा गोपनाथ की, जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुब्रह्मण्य की, जय श्री नरसिंह भगवान की, जय श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की, जय श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, जय श्री पंचतत्वा की, जय श्री मद्भागवत ग्रंथ की, जय श्री हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र की, जय श्री प्रभुपाद की. हरे कृष्णा. See, every Tuesday to Friday at 8:30 we do the Bhagavatam in English, and every Tuesday and Wednesday we have Mahabharata in Hindi in the evenings at 6 o'clock, and Ramayana on Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. So please try to make it convenient to attend all these things, so that in this life we should have a goal to go back to our Godhead. That is our own abode. Whatever home you are staying now, that is only temporary arrangement. It does not belong to us. Maybe you people, after getting married itself, will be shifting to different place. But those who are already married and settled in that house also, it's only temporary. It is only for the, till we live in this world. Once we leave this world, it is not our home. So we need to go back to Godhead. For that, please remember to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day. Hare Krishna.